Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune INNATE, and I am very honored to be creating this little video for you today. Our theme is determination, perseverance, and confidence. Something that I think that is in the air, something that would support the collective essentially at this time. Just to quickly mention though, I'm so bad at self-promotion, but to give you a little idea of what this is and how this is different from other projects that I'm doing, this channel is my ASMR channel. It's mostly ASMR, it's mostly by proxy distance healing sessions as, what I'm creating. How you use them, of course, is up to you, but from my perspective, that's the intention here. It's to create these sessions that I hope are supportive, that anyone can find at any time, and hopefully, at the right time when you need a message or when you just need to get out of your own head a little bit or whatever, in any way that it is supportive to you. This is my ASMR channel, like I said, and Patreon is where I have more of a community. So as this channel grows, which, I hope it does, and I'm very honored that it is so far, it has this openness to it. I don't want to say a vulnerability, but it's just an exposure on both sides, right? The dualistic kind of level of exposure. So I'm very grateful that on Patreon we can have a bit more of a community. It's easier to answer questions. It's a bit more contained, if I could put it that way. And there we have a community, which is just $1 a month. I know not everyone has $1 a month. I don't mean to, make it about money, but just to give you an idea, $1 a month is the community where we do a monthly Reiki share. We're doing that live now. Our first one has just passed where we streamed it. It was really awesome, and I'm excited to get better at doing that, like production wise and everything. And then there's another tier where we cover more of a theme of what's going on for the collective. So this is a bit more zodiac based, seasonal, you could say, as well as pulling some cards for an intuitive guidance. And then we have, of course, an ASMR portion to that video as well. And then for the $10 tier, right now the biggest one, though I am creating a $15 tier, the $10 tier is more of the teaching lesson session, I'm calling it, where we do a conversation, a discussion about something specific, and then another ASMR kind of Reiki session, supportive session to work with those themes. So just to break it down, I know it's like kind of confusing. Why are you doing something here and then doing something there? Why do you have YouTube and also have Vimeo? But just so you know, it's just not really good to keep all your eggs in one basket, And I really like a bit more of the safety, a bit more of the people who are on Patreon want to be there. I'll just put it that way. They chose to be there. It's not some like random kind of troll aspect, not to be rude here. But anyway, let's get into our session. I've been a bit ill, I've been a bit under the weather, and I'm finally feeling like amazing, like reborn, like the recent tarot card reading that I did, reborn, coming back from the dead. And I hope that you're feeling this way too. I hope that you're either breaking through or have broken through or know you're about to break through and get into this like new phase of aligning with more of the soul experience of everything. I'm mentioning being a little sick. Wasn't quite sick, but being a bit out of my element, because it was part of what inspired this session. And that's determination. So we're going to light our candle, set an intention on behalf of, let me get started here, sorry. Boop. On behalf of your and my and everyone else's highest and greatest good, imperfect comfort and alignment, we're here today to serve as a conduit, serve as a channel, serve as a voice, a friend, and support those of us who are working through issues of feeling deterred or losing confidence in our journey or our path, or like, what the heck am I doing? And cultivate or tap into an energy of, again, perseverance, determination. And determination doesn't have to be being so hard on ourselves. It doesn't have to be this like gritting your teeth, powering through. Some days it is a little like that. But in general, I want to help with cultivating and tapping into that determination from a place of ease and confidence and trust, not only in our own unique abilities and skills and path in general, but also in the divine's workings that, it's a little cheesy, but the universe does have your back. It's aligning with what you're aligning to, and we just have to make sure that we're aligned for it to support us in those ways, Alright, so if you'd like to set your own intention or include anything a bit more specific to you and what you'd like to channel this energy towards in your life in terms of, again, I don't want to say completion, but dedication, being dedicated to your path, to your goals, to your dreams, to the things you're working on. Trust in yourself, releasing self-sabotage, releasing anything holding us back, and really tapping into our own little flame, our own little fire that never goes out, and guiding it. Oh, I don't know if you saw a little spark go up. Back, hopefully. All right. I like some incense for the exchange, to send some energy snacks, as Bora from Starseed Energetics calls it, to us, to ourselves, to our divine soul. I'll play with this, it sounds good. My friend sent me these. I think I've seen them in the Goddess Provision boxes. Element Botanicals Wildwood Incense Cones. And I have one here. So sorry, I have to keep my phone on because I have a client coming in 2 hours. I have time, but just in case they need directions or any of that good stuff. So let's light this incense cone, which are of my favorite. I love the cones. They make a little less mess, that's why. Okay. This is a combination, I want to say, of Palo Santo and pine resin. So connect with yourself, connect with your energy, Start to feel, scan your body. Is there a place where I'm noticing, where I feel this drop in my confidence or drop in my personal drive to accomplish what I wish to accomplish? I never want anyone to feel pressured. I never want anyone to feel like, I'm like, you better do the work, you better do the work. But at the same time, a gentle version of me is trying to say that that we do need to do the work, but we also need to relax and have a sense of humor, laugh some stuff off, and get back on track. Okay. If you are able to locate anywhere in your body where this is being harbored, try to breathe into that spot. So breathe in and send that prana, that energy to that location. I'm putting it like, for some reason, over here, kind of like spleen maybe, which I guess makes sense. It's tied to our immunity. Am I immune to being deterred? Am I immune to being thrown off track? You know, there's this kind of spiritual level or metaphysical level to immunity as well, isn't there? If someone says what I do is weird, or if I have a bad month and I don't get clients or something, I don't know, right? Like things to throw you off, to make you feel like this isn't right. What am I doing? I'm a failure. We all have those thoughts. They're oh so common, oh so normal. But let's not attach to them. And right now we're focusing with this smoke. To begin to clear it away. Alright, so I'm going to turn down the volume here because this could be a bit noisy. Crossing my fingers that it works out. But I'm going to use this rattle, which was crafted by the Rattle maker. Thank you, Sean. I still love it and use it every day. To begin clearing in a bit more of, I hope I can use this word, a bit more of an aggressive way. I feel like the rattle is gentle, but it's also a little more aggressive, you know, in the most pleasing way, like a deeper massage, like a deeper cleansing. So I'm just going to turn this down and we're going to go all around you. I hope that it sounds nice and not too much, but either way, we're getting the noisier part out of the way, all right? So I'm actually going to start with your back. Of your minds, what programs are being let in by others. Okay. Over your head. To clear this connection, this trust, have that trust flowing through. Your eye area. from the front. And I'm going to go down your arms. Down your chest. Around the hips. And down your legs. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too loud, and I'm going to bring us back to where we started. Alright, so we do have some stones to suggest. I think part of the theme here is tied to basically knowing we want to do something, feeling that a change is coming, wanting to do so much, and for whatever reason, all that we want to do doesn't necessarily play out the way we had anticipated or the way we had planned or the way we would have hoped. And it begins to almost carve into our trust and in our ability to accomplish things. So a part of this session for me and what I would like to support you in is a trust in, like, it's okay. Things are naturally evolving. Just because you can see that something is about to change very big for you doesn't necessarily mean that we have to redo everything all at once. Sometimes we have to continue what we're doing, allow the thing to shift in our life, whatever that may be, and then adapt afterwards too. Like, I hope that makes sense. I feel that this lack of confidence or lack of tapping into our personal energy or feeling like we're not going to accomplish our goals or any of that kind of stuff, like, again, being deterred from our goals in any way, or a bit of disbelief that we could accomplish what we're trying to, or like, where am I even going? Like, that kind of confusing energy. I hope that this is resonating with some of you, but sometimes that comes when we're trying to do it all at once, and I feel like we get very stuck in our head. So the stones that I've chosen are more grounding stones, are more body and heart kind of stones, if I can put it that way. All right, the first is this beautiful jasper. I forget the name of this jasper, but it is named after a cow, an African cow, because it shares very similar markings. This was a gift actually from Monk and Moon. And I chose this for its grounding energy, but it's very stable. It's very maternal almost. Like touching home base is what it makes me think of. To come in for a cuddle to that motherly energy. And it's hard for me to say that sometimes because I know that I didn't have the best relationship with my mom. So when I used to think of motherly energy, I was like, ooh, keep it away from me. but I mean the divine archetype of the maternal, comforting, nurturing energy. Unconditional love, faith, pride in you and your creations. I'll show you the markings. It's quite gorgeous. I love this piece. It's one of my favorites. Alright, and while I have you there, I'll show you another that I purchased from Monkey Moon. And this is a green calcite, kind of crystal castle looking thing. The light does not show you how beautiful it is. I think I have a picture of this on my Instagram somewhere. But you can see that the shape is just stunning. This raw bottom, well, the whole thing is raw, I suppose, but this matrix bottom, this very shiny, kind of jelly-like, and it kind of makes me think of the Wizard of Oz, like the Emerald City, because it has this like almost grassy, sagey, or I don't know, grassy green that moves to like a sage green here, like a seafoam kind of green. Not quite emerald, but it makes me think of that. And the key there was that, you know, you had it all along. You could get there all along. You are home. You have the ability. Just click your heels, girl. Just click those heels, you know? So it's that reminder, but it's also this kind of like, if I can put it this way, like the home and that emerald city of our heart or of our soul and that connection. So that's why I wanted to bring this out. Calcite is a gorgeous amplifier of energy. So when you're feeling low or like you can't do it, sorry, those two little spin on that shelf, but it can help us to bring that back. Rev it up a little, reconnect with our purpose, reconnect with the mission. Sometimes we get very caught up in like how, who, where, what's next, like all this stuff, and it's draining. It's beautiful, but it can be draining. I want to reconnect with like, what is the mission for me? What is the mission? And what I mean by that is not necessarily like, oh, you have this big important mission, you must succeed. I don't mean that. I feel like that's like anxiety inducing, but more of, what am I here to experience? Is that sitting in a hammock? Then let me manifest that. Is that working for myself and having a certain element of freedom? Is that helping other people? Is that, I don't know, recovering from something and then leading the way for others to do the same? So here's another stone I picked out. This is a rutilated smoky quartz piece. It's just stunning. It has a really cool, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Let's just hope. Yeah. I love this double edge here. I don't really see that in quartz points like this very often. I don't know if you could see it. It has this like mirrored kind of side there. Different kind of face. And I wanted to use this as a tool. So rutilated quartz is known to have this like, well, it can have different color rutil. This one is golden rutil. And it's also known as angel hair quartz, or you could picture this like these golden lines that are connecting you to the divine, to your guides, to your higher self, your higher mind, however you choose to work with it. And the smoky quartz is helpful for clearing, for protection, for that comforting kind of feeling. So I wanted to use this as a tool to support you in connecting to your higher self and releasing anything that prevents you from that contact. Because in that contact, in that rapport, in that connection, there is limitless trust and faith and joy and laughter along the path. So we're just going to stir it around. Almost like it's picking up like a little magnet. Okay, and then we want to connect with the lines, like it's a line running down the center of us that connects us directly to our higher minds. We're going to work on a bit of an attunement in this process as well, you could say. Not necessarily a Reiki attunement, but an attunement to support you in connecting to your most divine, how do I put this? Your higher self, your higher mind, your connection to that, to be able to embody it more. And I think we've done these in Patreon. Pathways, these channels to communicate with spirit, the universe, your more soul-based connection, releasing a bit of the ego that limits us in any way, rather. Okay, sorry that you're still zoomed in a weird way. Now I have this Lodo garden quartz, basically. It's quite shamanic energy. There's this little scene like moss on the inside growing, and I brought it out for the garden. What are we tending to? What is our responsibility here? And I know how overwhelming that could feel. But it should be joyful, so to tap into the joy of tending to our gardens. Choosing what we plant. Choosing to plant things that support the other things that we're planting. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my God, I could get lost in this one. Right? I think it's called Loden stone. Lodolite, that's what it is. Lodolite. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Just gorgeous. And then finally, this piece of citrine, which has been heat treated. So at one point it was an amethyst. But I love this piece. I used to wear it in a necklace for a long time, and I love its little freckles. Little freckle face. Right, so we're going to use this one. Sorry, just want to make sure everybody's okay. We're going to use this one to cultivate an activation, a clearing, a bridge to the solar plexus, to the will, to the personal power, to tap into everything that you're able to do in a more expressed or more, it might be internal, as in I'm doing research. That's still doing. Sometimes we think that if we're not going outward, we're not necessarily doing, but sometimes the doing is more internal and it's more research, studying, that kind of thing, so I don't want to make you feel like you have to constantly be going. I would never want anyone to think that, that's what I struggle with sometimes, that feeling. So I'm going to use this beautiful little freckle face citrine and channel through it like this little terminated point into the solar plexus. So in case you don't know, that's like right by the rib cage at the bottom, the upper belly, you could say. Alright, so just focusing on being a channel, calling in my guides, my guardians to support this work of the highest frequency, the highest light, the highest, most divine, benevolent energies that serve. Okay, and I'm just going to hold this little point right by your solar plexus here. Getting some messages about nutrition for some of us. A reminder that our body needs to be also in a vital state as well. So, any of you who are considering a raw food, a week of raw food, or a cleanse, or just incorporating more, I'm seeing like raw, like what's the word? Crucifixion, like cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, like I'm seeing that kind of stuff for strong bones, essentially. It seems like calcium, and it's just a reminder, I guess, perhaps of remembering that our body leads and we will follow, or our energy leads and our body will follow. They're very much connected, symbiotic, you could say. Hope I'm using that word the right way. I don't get to use it very often. So for those of you who that resonates with, go get yourself a smoothie after this, or go eat some carrots and like whatever, but there's definitely something there for some of us anyway. I'm seeing, it's gonna sound silly as well, but from my perspective, it was almost like a memory of my own. Sometimes the subconscious talks to us in that way. And for me, it was like coming down the stairs in my house as a child to like Christmas or gifts or some kind of surprise. Maybe it's the anticipation, maybe the anxiety that we're feeling is this, I feel like this has come up in other ways recently. I'm just trying to connect the dots a little, forgive me. But anticipation, eagerness over being so excited about something that we can't enjoy it. Something like that. So just focusing on calming, soothing this area. If there's any stress kind of lingering here related to such. And then channeling in a little more fresh, healthy. It's okay to be excited, but let's not turn it into stress. It's okay to feel that something amazing is coming, or that we have some divine purpose, or that we're thrilled to start this new venture, but things do take time, all in divine order, all in perfect timing, I'm just gonna bridge it up to the heart, just get those connected. Okay, great. So sorry that I keep looking at my phone, just want to make sure. So I have a little Clary Sage here, and I can't tell you exactly what inspired me to choose this out of my oils, but something about muscles, of stimulation, almost like cramps or twitching or something like that, like the nervous energy perhaps, or the excited energy. To tap into that in healthy ways so they don't become blockages. So I'm going to use this on my hands, my fingers, and as we channel, we're going to kind of use this energy too. Okay, I only need a drop. See? Shiny. Alright, and again, just clarifying on behalf of your and my and everyone else's highest and greatest good and perfect comfort and alignment, just focusing to serve as a conduit to channel beyond time and space, wherever you may be, on whatever day. An energy which supports you in connecting to an energy of determination, of confidence, of willpower, of comfort in knowing you can get it done, not feeling you have to fit everything through a limited portion of time or pathway. It's not about that. We can stay determined and yet still be expanded in how we get things done. It's a bit of like entrepreneurship. Perhaps we need to hire someone to support something or bring more people on board to complete a project, just as ideas. But we want to release the limitations. We want to release feeling like we can only fit through this teeny tiny little way, and it's cramped and it's uncomfortable and I'm spun around and stuck and I'm just going to stay in this little tube forever. We're going to release that and open all the pathways and all the portals and all the workings of your energy system to allow your divine will, your divine truth, your purposeful actions to be able to be expressed in an easy way, in a comforting way. All right? Just going to bring a little bit of extra energy to my hands. All right. Begin to channel this through you, to you, excuse me. I'm seeing gargoyles, like two on the side here. How cool. Just want to like wash it up all over your face. Maybe it would look nicer. I'm seeing like those images of Mother Mary with her child, baby. Like holding him like up here. Perhaps it speaks of trust in divine creation. Some some things are sometimes created in ways that are unexplainable. And I don't really believe that Jesus was through immaculate conception necessarily, but I mean through a symbolic tie to that, if it makes sense. Seeing a lot of stuff actually. So this now is like a pyramid but with a flat top. And if any of you have read The Flower of Life by John Ballo, there's an interesting piece of the flat top of the pyramid and how he speaks of that as like a landing space for a spaceship. To me, speaks of mission work. Excuse me, sorry. I see Kokopelli. There's so many images coming through right now. Kokopelli. I don't know a lot of the mythology around Kokopelli, but I think it was a bit of a trickster, leading away from things, leading so be mindful of those little mischievous energies that try to lead us away, catch us when we're down. It seems like catch us when we feel doubt or lack, and then lead us away. Oh yeah, you were never good enough, that kind of stuff. No, and I don't mean to say Kokopelli is bad inherently or anything like that. But let's be guided by ourselves. Our own song and dance. Sometimes we talk about the comments that I get sometimes that are about like Reiki's evil or whatever, but anything that's not what someone believes, sometimes they deem it as like bad, right? We've all been there. And again, that's another thing that can start to lead us, am I bad? Am I doing something wrong? Blah, blah. Listen, if your morals are good, if you are doing something with a pure motive, that's what I judge things on, But from a kind of esoteric understanding or concept of evil, it's known that evil is stagnation. Evil is stillness. Yin is limitation. Evil is limitation, being held in any place. And that's kind of what these thoughts are doing, right? Leading us away so we trip up on ourselves or anything like that. So let's stop talking about that. I just want you to know, share some words, but this is about your empowerment. This is about your own divine will. This is about your determination to align with your highest potential, your higher self, in ways that are easy and fun and playful and enjoyable. Yes, we're gonna have days where things seem a little rough, to put it mildly, but we always persevere, don't we? Let's tap into that perseverance. Fluff up our aura with this full, thick, confident energy of self, of love, of trust in the universe. and our ability, and that things are working out in the right time, and it's just this dance that we're in. Like, let me enjoy it. Let me enjoy it. Alright. Smooth it out. Sorry, there was a weird kind of siren that went by. Alright. Send you so much love on your journey, friend. So much thanks for letting me be a little piece of your path today. We all need a friend sometimes on our journey. Alright, I just want to send extra thanks to those of you in the Patreon community. Thank you guys so much for being there. We have over 500 people right now. Like, what? Amazing. And with my move and with everything happening where I'm not going to have an office to see clients in for a little while, I'm excited to be able to put, it's kind of opening space. It's bittersweet. It's opening some space for me to devote a bit more time into growing that community and doing some more things there. It'll take a little while, nothing happens overnight, but it's just such a beautiful experience. So thank you guys. Of course, those of you who support through tingles or who have, made contributions, I appreciate it so very much. I just send you so much love and thanks. And to those of you, of course, who are working with me for your Reiki training, I love connecting with you through this awesome stuff we get to nerd out on. I just want to send my love and my thanks, my appreciation, my gratitude, and just big warm hugs to everyone right now, because I know we need it. From the bottom of my heart, as always, namaste.